Good afternoon, everyone. I, Dr. Pratiksha Anil Patil, MD Kaya Chikitsa, and a member of Gurukul Global Academy. It's my honor to welcome you all to the inauguration of Gurukul Global Academy, a unique platform dedicated to Ayush doctors and all the health education faculties. This academy is visualized as a center of excellence where traditional wisdom meets modern academic standards. Here, every course, every training, and every program has been designed to empower Ayush doctors with knowledge, skill, and global exposure. We strongly believe that Gurukul Global Academy will not only enhance academic learning but also serve as a guiding light to future generations in the field of Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, and Siddha and homeopathy. On this special occasion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the dignitaries, teachers, and students present here. Together, let us take a step forward in creating a future where Ayush shines globally. And now, I warmly invite everyone to present, come together and offer our prayers through the Dhanvantari Stavan.
नमामि धन्वन्तरीरादिदेवं सुरासुरवन्दितपादपद्मं लोके जरारुक् भयमृत्युनाशं दातारमीशं विविधौषधीनां शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकां दधतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुदंशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमं भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारु पीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवन् प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलं प्रौढदावाग्निलीलम्.
Thank you, everyone. Now I request Dr. Datta Bapardikar sir to proceed further with the session.
Thank you, Pratiksha madam. I welcome you all on today's date, that is 23rd of September, and we are in our 10th Ayurveda day. Next, please. So on today's day, we are starting our venue. Our session is the Gurukul Global Academy. Our mission is building the future of healthcare. We offer 25 plus super specialty courses in Ayurveda. There would be integration of Ayurveda and modern science, and we will be having clinical meetings, workshops, hands-on training, and conferences under the label of the Gurukul Global Academy. This Gurukul will be sharing medical education to all Ayush doctors and all pathies, including Ayurveda knowledge and allopathy modern knowledge. Next, please. I welcome guest of honor, today's guest of honor, Professor Dr. Shubhangi Parkar, Madam. Madam is former professor and dean at St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital, Parel, Mumbai. Dr. Shubhangi Parkar is a distinguished psychiatrist and academic leader, currently serving as a professor and dean at Vedanta Institute of Medical Science, Dahanu, Palghar. Dr. Parkar, Madam, previously held key positions as dean, academic dean and head of Department of Psychiatry and St. GS Medical College, KM Hospital, Mumbai for 25 years. She was pioneer member of Medical Education Unit of St. GS Medical College and KM Hospital and convener at GSMC, KM Hospital MCI Nodal Center by MCI. She was instrumental in establishing the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare's Drug De-Addiction Center of Excellence at the Institute and has been driving force in a mental health education, research and policy development nationwide. She has collaborated extensively with the premier institutes like AIMS, PGIMR and NIMHANS. Madam has keen role in establishing India's first suicide counseling clinic and initiating the first urban community mental health clinic in Malad, Mumbai. Dr. Parkar introduced the first yoga OPD in a medical college in India and pioneered Hidguj, the country's first mental health helpline. She has led groundbreaking research in areas such as stigma, suicide prevention, and addiction, and has actively contributed to disaster mental health response efforts in Mumbai. She also launched alcohol de-addiction services for tribal populations in Palghar and founded India's first dedicated female de-addiction ward in KM Hospital, Mumbai. Her initiatives to support the well-being of resident doctors through targeted programs have been widely appreciated. A prolific academic, Dr. Parkar has authored numerous papers and contributed to her landmark publications. She was only Asian author in World Mental Health, published by Oxford University Press, which was forwarded by President Jimmy Carter and Rosalynn Carter. Deeply spiritual, she is committed to Vipassana and yoga practitioner and ardent student of Bhagavad Gita, embodying a unique blend of scientific rigor, spiritual insights in her work. I welcome Dr. Shubhangi Parkar, madam. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a beautiful day today, and I congratulate you on the establishment of Gurukul Global Academy. This is a need of the hour, basically. And as I go, Ayurveda is the ancient Indian system of medicine, emphasizes a holistic approach, not just treating diseases, but promoting balance of the body, mind, and spirit. Ayurveda for people and planet is a great theme of this National Ayurvedic Day, which is a meaningful and contributory to well-being of the people and planet. In an age marked by stress, sedentary habits, poor diet, and pollution, Ayurvedic principles of daily routines, dinacharya, and seasonal routines, ritucharya, and individualized care have renewed relevance. Preventive health, resilience, and natural immunity concepts deeply rooted in Ayurveda are central concerns in today's post pandemic world. Ayurveda complements modern allopathic medicine by focusing on prevention, chronic lifestyle diseases, and their management, and enhancing quality of life. Ayurveda offers long term lifestyle and dietary correction. Practice like yoga, which I am learning continuously, and that is how I got familiar with more important principles of Ayurveda. So, practices like yoga, meditation, pranayam, and mindful eating, organized in Ayurvedic philosophy, are now widely adopted globally. Dietary guidelines like based on doshas, three doshas, that is Vata, Pitta, Kapha, promote personalized nutrition, now echoed in modern precision medicine and gut microbiome research, which is a very important finding. Ayurvedic herbs like ashwagandha and practices like meditation are now scientifically studied for stress, anxiety, and resilience. Increasing clinical trials now are validating Ayurvedic formulation, bridging tradition with modern pharmacology. The WHO also has recognized traditional medicine's role. Ayurveda is gaining international credibility. Yes, we do need super speciality because we do have now the specialities and the diseases which are getting unified or encapsulated, and hence, giving a very precision attention and focus on those diseases perhaps required super speciality approach. So Ayurveda's wisdom is timeless, offering preventive, promotive, and personalized healthcare combined with modern medicine strength in acute care and advanced technology. An integrative approach can provide the best of both worlds, holistic wellness and effective disease management. So, thus, Ayurveda is definitely identified, recognized as one of the important branch of the medicine which will contribute to improve the quality of life of the people at large. I wish you all the best for this particular academy, and I'm sure it will touch the sky eventually. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. We welcome you, madam, in today's inaugural session. Now moving to our today's guest lecture. Next slide, please. Now I am welcoming our today's speaker, Dr. Sunil Inamdar, sir. Dr. Sunil Inamdar, sir, is a esteemed Ayurved physician with a wealth of experience and notable achievements in the field, currently serving as a chief physician at Sukhayu Ayurveda and Panchakarma Research Institute. Dr. Inamdar, sir, has established himself as a prominent figure in the industry. Dr. Inamdar's education qualification include BAMS degree and MD in Rasa Shastra, for which he received a prestigious gold medal. With a career spanning of 30 years, Sir has specialized in treating conditions like liver, spine, infertility, and oncocare, showcasing his expertise and dedication. He was a gold medalist at the undergraduate level at Pune University in 1989 and achieved a top rank in the All India MD entrance exam in 1991. In addition to his clinical practice and achievements, Dr. Sunil Inamdar sir has contributed to the body of knowledge in Ayurveda through his research. I welcome you, sir, and I request please proceed for your today's presentation. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Datta. Yes, thank you, Dr. Datta. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, yes. Slides.
Yes, yes, sir. The slide is visible.
So, yeah. Yes. Good afternoon for everyone. So today is a very auspicious day for us. Like Dhanvantari Day, we are celebrating on this 23rd. As this is a day of equinox, that's the equilibrium is there. Likewise, equilibrium of knowledge is required today, that exact balance of Ayurveda and allopathy, that practical knowledge or pratyaksha jnana which we get from allopathy diagnostic methods and practical implementation of Ayurveda is required. So when we go for insight on Ayurveda in super specialty diseases management, specifically why super specialty is needed, that is the question of the hour. As we see, whenever there is a cricket match, we always see that previously players were decided to whether their player is out or not. There, that was a mutual relationship and mutual understanding, it is out or not. But then there were some ambiguous things which were happening. Yes, it is out. That's why we used to like umpire on that ground. So umpire gives the decision. Even sometimes there is no precision in umpire's decision. That's why we need a third umpire. And now we exactly know what is happened, how it is happened, and what is the exact result which should be clear clearly. That is like undergraduate level is just like a match between the doctor and patient. Patient says, yes, I am all right. Okay, it's all right. But when you go on the specialty level, next slide, please. When you go on the specialty level, definitely that is the in between, not only doctor and patient, there is an umpire, third umpire, like investigation is also involved. that gives exactly what is happened with the patient and what is wrong with the patient or what is wrong in the system and at what much extent we need to treat the patient. But sometimes that is not only required. We need some more precision into that. Why we need some more precision? Because due to precision, you can take exact decision in the patient's case. What are the do's and don'ts in medicine for those patients? Like if you have got a patient for woman and if you want to give him woman, you have to check him thoroughly, and in his ECG it shows bradycardia, and in his echo studies it shows that he is having low ejection fraction. Whether we should go for woman or not, that is to be decided. Previously, when it is a Kapha you give woman. But when we do these all investigations at a special level, then in this patient, how and when we should give the woman, what are the precautions that we should take, that's we will come very expert in those things. That is in arrhythmia cases, in bradycardia cases, how to give woman, that is a super specialty case in this. That's why in Charak Vimansthan 4th Adhyay, he said that Trividha Roga Vishesha Vijnanam, that is a special knowledge of disease you should take. Sarvata Sarvamalocha Sadhya Karyecha Tadandram. You have to means diagnose the everything specifically. And when we diagnose the everything specifically, then you will come to know the exact thing which is to be treated. आप्तोपदेशेन च प्रत्यक्ष करणेन च अनुमानेन च व्याधीन सम्यक विद्यात विचक्षणः. Aptopadesh. So what are the aptopadesh for this Hriday disease in Ayurveda now? So we have got very few informations. So we have to collect all the pratyaksha karana informations which are mentioned in allopathy, that we have to understand deeply. Let's get a deep dive into all this diagnostic knowledge. And after taking this pratyaksha knowledge, if we apply Ayurvedic principles to those knowledge, then only we can say that Jnana Vriddhi Pradipena, that with all the knowledge, existing knowledge, after treating 30, 50 patient or 100 of such kind of cases, if we go for those treatments, definitely we are knowing where we are proceeding further, whether we are getting good results or not, whether we will give good results or not, whether to go ahead or not, whether to observe or to treat the patient. That decision solely depends upon the Jnana Buddhi Pradip. Only Chikitsa Pradip study is not sufficient, because that will not give us a good clue. So that Aptopadesh, whatever you are having, Pratyaksha, what with your Indriyas or extension of Indriyas, all these diagnostic modalities, how we are going to get, and then Anumanina, which is explained in text, what is Aptopadesh in text in Hriday, what is to be done in Kapha Rudrog or any other drug, that is to be decided. So that's why to get to elide the light inside our body with the knowledge, we should go ahead. That's why Aptopadesh, Pratyaksha and Anumanina in such today for liver disease, for pancreatic disease, all this Koshtanga, we don't have that much elaborate knowledge in our text. So why we can put this there? Why we should take the specialty knowledge of all these existing in modern medicine. Our Grantha has also said, Yuga Anurupa Sandarbha Vighavena Karishye. That is, according to the Yuga, you have to adjust things. Because in previously there were only Pitta, Vata Prakar, Pitta Prakar, Kapha Prakar, everything explained. But there is no any other detailed specialties of what are the karyas of Pachak Pitta, Saman, Sadak Pitta, Asambhak, Sobhag, Kapha, and everything. So other things are not highly specified. So likewise, we have to understand the dosha, dhatu, mala, as well as whatever existing pratyaksha knowledge, anatomy and physiology and pathophysiology, everything when we understand, definitely our Ayurvedic science can give us the correct clue to treat those diseases. Next one. So take a decision. So that's why it is a super specialty is needed in Ayurveda, because Ayurveda is an ancient system of medicine from India, is not just a method of treating diseases, but complete science of life, emphasizes prevention, holistic well-being, and harmony between body, mind, and spirit. So the similarity, there is a growing need of develop a super specialty in Ayurveda. Lifestyle related disorders like diabetes, obesity, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, neurological problems, cancer, mental health issues are rising globally. By creating super specialty departments within Ayurveda, such as Ayurvedic cardiology, oncology, neurology, regeneration medicine, or reproductive endocrinology, it will be possible to integrate traditional wisdom with the modern research, and this perfect blend will enhance us to be a better practitioner. Next one. So when we want to be a better practitioner, the patients which are coming to our clinic and OPD today are like cardiovascular diseases. So how to treat those patients, our patients like diabetes mellitus, chronic respiratory diseases, cancer, chronic kidney diseases, these are routinely coming to our clinic. Then chronic liver disease, neurological disorders like Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's disease, the increasing incidence of those diseases, now we have to decide whether to go for these diseases. Now the disease pattern is increasing, number of disease patients is increasing, and we say that yes, Ayurveda believes in prevention of the disease. So what kind of prevention we are providing to this disease? If Ayurveda is going thoroughly, globally, if it spreads, definitely the disease incidence, number of patients will be decreased, and that's why prevention is better than cure. That's why we should go for prevention of all these diseases. The patient who is going towards the chronic kidney disease can be prevented with the Ayurvedic treatment. Neurological disorders like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's can be prevented with the help of Ayurveda, and this can be done with the thoroughly knowledge of those diseases and absolutely following the what are the lifestyle precautions and medicines which are given according to the Ayurveda, that should be followed particularly. It can be have a good results in our clinical patient. Next one. So in 2029, 66% of the India were due to non-communicable diseases. So among NCDs, cardiovascular disease causes the largest share of the deaths, followed by chronic respiratory diseases, cancers, and diabetes. In corona, respiratory diseases take the upper hand than the cardiological diseases. Many of diseases are preventable, on progression is reducible with early detection. So this is the main important point. When we diagnose the disease in early stage, cancer in early stage is curable, but in later stages, it is palliative. So likewise, if we diagnose these diseases in early stages, where all the patients, they come to the generalized OPD in Ayurvedic doctors, at that time, if they have some specialty knowledge, definitely they will be able to do early detection. Then the lifestyle modification, diet, exercise, no tobacco, no alcohol, and improved healthcare access, if we give them, definitely we can avoid this increasing incidence of all these non-communicable diseases. Next one. These are all top lethal disease NCDs now in India. There's cardiovascular disease, chronic respiratory disease, cancer, diabetes mellitus, and Ayurveda can do a very great role in prevention of this stroke, hypertension, chronic kidney disease, dementia, liver disease, and cancer of the specific organs. But to prevent those diseases, we should understand first, take the technical knowledge of all these diseases first, which is not included in our syllabus sometimes, but we have to go thoroughly and practically see the patient of each and every diseases. We have to collect the data of at least 1,000 patients of each type of disease, and accordingly, if we can get good data of those patients, if we can treat in a good way, definitely we can give to a global means we can globally spread the fragrance of Ayurveda for stopping all these non-communicable diseases all over the globe. Next one. So incidence rate in India in cancer 2024, 8.74 lakhs deaths were happened, and 15.6 lakh new cases were diagnosed. And sometimes it is hereditary also. So for all these diseases, we have to work a lot, and we have to definitely work for a betterment of the society. We should go for preventive aspects in all these diseases. Like IID incidence is increasing, we are just giving some good treatment to those patients. But with Ayurvedic treatment, these things can be reversible. That we have seen with the perfusion scan of thallium scan also, we can see that the incidence of IID is decreasing. Diabetes type 2 patients, this is the most common disease which we have, everybody sees in his clinic, and with the help of Ayurveda, we can do the reversal of diabetic patients in type 2 in early stage, and even in later stage also in some patients, those who completely follow the dietary restrictions as per our advice. Then respiratory diseases, now like asthma or COPD, that incidences can be reduced with the depth of knowledge. Stroke, every means 105 to 150 to 1 lakh per lakh population, and stroke makes a patient disabled. So these kind of strokes, by proper control of hypertension, proper control of stress strain, we can reduce the stroke and hypertension risk also. Renal disease and liver disease, definitely this can be, we can means avoid this disease. We can go avoid the progression of disease in the community on large quantity with the application of Ayurvedic principles and getting properly line up all the investigations, and with evidence based medicine we can give good results in renal and liver diseases also. So this increasing incidence, if Ayurveda can help in next Ayurveda day or after 10 years of Ayurveda day, this incidence with the help of Ayurveda can be decreased with the Ayurveda. That is depends upon how we can get the good knowledge of these super specialties and how we go ahead. That's why we always ask you to see that you take a super specialty knowledge in all these diseases and practiced in the society with the Ayurvedic principles. Definitely you will have a upper hand to treat all those diseases, and you will get a good success in those patients with the help of Ayurveda. That is, the integrated system will help us people a lot. Next one. In Ayurveda also, Ayurveda is basically a super specialty treatment also. It is not said that according to Ayurveda you should prescribe. In general practice, generally what we happen, if anything happens, we suggest him some drug. That is the dravya only. But in specialty clinic, he comes, he decides on the basis of karma. In super specialty practice, we decide on the basis of guna. Likewise, every fraction of knowledge is studied, and then definitely we always give etc. So yogam asantuyo vidya desha kalopapaditam purusham viksha sadneyo bhishaguttamaha. So who is the best physician? Who examines all the yogas or whatever given textual references or textual knowledge in those dishes, and according to that, for every patient, that it should be a tailor-made treatment for that patient only. It is a systemic treatment, but even though that special patient, every treatment should be given and tailored according to the patient's need, and that is a super specialty. In according to Ayurveda, when we want to treat him specially, we want to know that what are the dushyam, desham, balam, kalam, analam, prakrutim vaya, satvam, satmam, tatha aharam, avastasya pruthagvida, sukshma samikshaisham. That is sukshmati sukshma samiksha is dosha and aushadha nirupana is required for in all these diseases. So in our clinical medicines, we generally do not do sukshma samiksha. And that sukshma samiksha, according to the anatomical changes, physiological changes, pathological changes, hematological changes, or radiological changes, which we are observed in patients, and clinical symptomatology of the patient, and correlation of both, and then we have given the medicines according to what are the results that to be studied, and that evidence should be preserved, and that evidence will give us and make us able to treat this disease in a basic mode of the. So the basic knowledge as well as sukshma samikesham doshosha nirupane, if we do this, yo vartate chikitsayam nasas, he definitely will not make a mistake while treating the patient. Why we are seeing there are some objections on Ayurveda? Because we don't go into the thorough details of the patient, and that's why sometimes there are some problems with the Ayurvedic medicines. People claim that Ayurvedic medicines have done some these blunders and like that, but it is not like that. If we follow these rules and if we go through all these details, definitely we can go ahead. Next one. So according to the Ayurveda, previously it was said that Ayurveda was only once Lakshya Sata Sahasra Samhita shlokas were there. But as we were not able to cope up with all these shlokas mentally, physically, we were exhausted. That's why we divided it into the 8 angas. That was the first specialty practice. Kaya Bala Gror Dvanga Shalya Damshtra Jara Vrushan Ashtavanganta Sav Shikitsa Yesha Samskrita. So this is specialty. Now in Kaya, there are so many other diseases you can include. In Balaroga, you can have so many other specialties. In Graha also, you can do so many super specialties. Now there are so many practitioners. They are doing this specifically, all these specific chikitsas also. Then Urdhvanga chikitsa now ENT and ophthalm, they are also distributed. Like Shalya Chikitsa, previously everybody was a BAMS, like Bachelor of Factor Surgery. Every MBBS doctor can do the surgery, but those who are specialized, now they were trained in training of MS, Generalized Surgery. Now, after surgery, they have started some super specialty like CVTS, Cardiovascular Thoracic Surgeon. Now that is again bifurcated into vascular surgeon is different, coronary surgeons are different, thoracic surgeons are different. Likewise, as per the patient's need and as per the number of patients we examine, we find that yes, some different kind of knowledge, some specialty knowledge is required to all these patients, that everybody should not treat this patient. If somebody, those doing 30, 50, 100 or 200 cases, he must have some specific knowledge about that, and then it will become a super specialty. So from general, then we come to special, and from special we come to the super specialty. So in Kaya Chikitsa General, so we have the basic knowledge of all the facets. So it is said that jack of all and master of one. Likewise, you can say that definitely we should have a basic knowledge of that branch. Graha, Urdhvanga, Shalya, Damshtra, Jara, Vrushan. These are some specific branches where our results are very astonishing. And like Jara, now geriatrics, they have started in modern medicine. But Ayurveda, we don't start with the Jara Chikitsa in either college specialty like Jara Chikitsa had started. Because why we are not starting on those specialty? Because number of patients we are treating and the complications that we are getting, that are not providing us that specialty clinic. So number, if we increasing patients which we see, slowly we can increase, and then we can scatter, means then we are categorize them means differently. Slowly these specialties and super specialties can be treated. Like in Vrusha Chikitsa, like infertility, female infertility, male infertility, there are so many specialties or super specialties can be derived and can done. It is said that Bhettai Bhedyam Anyatha Binatti. Likewise, you can have different branches according to the experience, but you have to be very precise in decision. Next one. Next one. According to the Ayurveda, if you think of super specialties, like Vata specialty is there. So I am a Prana Bhisar Vaidya, he's a Vyana Bhisar Vaidya, he's a Udanacharya, he's a Samanacharya, he's a Apanacharya. Likewise, we can do the super specialties also. He's a Patak Pitta specialist, he's a Bhrajak Pitta specialist, he's a Alochak Pitta specialist, he's Sadhak Pitta specialist. But society will not accept these specializations. He's a Kapha specialist, or even we go for a dhatu specialist, like he's a rasa specialist, rakta specialist, mausa specialist, meda specialist, or asthi majja specialist, or he's a shukra specialist, he's having his shukriya clinic or shukracharya clinic. People will not accept these changes. So whenever we want to do some special specialty, it should be at parallel with the concerned modern medicine also. People always do a comparison in between the pathies, what he is going to provide me and what he is going to provide me, and which one is better. Now, due to Google or AI, or due to the exploring of this knowledge and information, everybody compares the everything, and which is a for giving more fruitful and result oriented, there only people goes. Likewise, we can have Mala specialist, he's a Puri specialist, Mutra specialist, Veda specialist, or we can do Upadhatu specialist also. But practically, this specialty will not get much popularity today's concern. So integrated approach regarding those specialties, next one, will be a acceptable move according to the today's current medicine challenge. Next one. So being a physician is a higher specialty. Like says that it is the most great responsibility occurs to a physician because it needs technical skill, practical knowledge, and sympathy for the patient. Patient is not mere a disorder organ, damaged functions, or disturbed emotions. He is a patient means a collectively symptom of all. He needs tact, sympathy are expected from the physician. So while doing this specialty, if we go for according to the dhatu, that will also do, but practically it is not classified shukra specialty, majja specialty, asti specialty. That specialty we can give, and accordingly we can proceed further. But even though as this classification is not that much precise, we can go according to the some very specific and according to the modern hyper and or super specialties which are given accordingly. Next one. Even we can go for according to the strotas also or system wise. He is a pranava strota specialist, annava strota specialist, udakava strota specialist, or rasava strota specialist. Likewise, we can give to up to the manova super specialty also. That also we can decide if you want to put a board like that. I am manova strota specialist or majjava strota specialist or shukrava strota specialist. That will also can be a good term for a physician. But for that, he has to take knowledge of both pathy. He should weigh the patient clinically on symptomatology as well on experiment or investigation basis, and then he should treat the patient. Next one. So likewise, if we go according to the parallel of physiology, why super specialty is needed, that we will come to know. If patient of Rudrog comes into the Vyanacharya special clinic and patient asks, doctor, I have got hypertension, and will it be able to me? It is a hyper, mild, moderate, malignant, or accordingly you can decide and you can treat those patients also. But if he says, I am having aortic stenosis of grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 like that, and if whether with these medicines I am going to get medically good results for this or not, whether we can give him a specific medicine for those diseases. If patient today get diagnosed and comes to our clinic with the restrictive and dilated cardiomyopathy, so BMS and MD medicine doctor generally he cannot treat such patients thoroughly or cannot give correct medicines to those patients because he has not seen this number of data of these patients and results of these medicines in these patients. So if we do super specialty, we will be more focused on this disease. It is said that there is always survival of the fittest, but for doctors now it is not like that. Now there is a survival of the focused. If you are more focused about what you are going to treat the patient, who everybody in society asks, if you are saying you are a doctor, he will not accept you as a doctor. He will always ask that what kind of doctor you are, whether you are a cardiologist, whether you are a neurologist, whether, so people always accept that was some specialty you are having or you are just a doctor. Then only they decide what kind of attention should be given towards you. So if you want to get more attention to your patient, you want to get more thorough knowledge about your patient, then you should know all these things in detail, and that's why super specialty is needed, and that's why super specialty knowledge, that is the perfect integration or perfect blend of modern and Ayurveda, will be helpful for our patients to get hypertrophic cardiomyopathy patients. So we have got so many patients who are having hypertrophic cardiomyopathy or dilated cardiomyopathy. Those ejection fractions were 20, 25, now it is 45. But we have done some special treatments for that with the application of specific principles of all Ayurveda as per given by the Charak or like that. Definitely we will have good results. Like acute heart failure, what should be our treatment follow-up? Chronic heart failure, what is our Ayurvedic treatment follow-up? For ischemic heart disease, whereas really very good results in Ayurveda we are seeing in ischemic heart disease. So for this disease, we have to understand what is ischemic heart disease, how it is treated, and how on the base of the thallium scan we can give us good results to our patient, how the lateral salt form, how the circulation is improved with the Ayurvedic treatment. If we come to that, no, globally we can spread the fragrance of Ayurveda. So this knowledge will give us more correct and precise knowledge while treating our patients, and that is the need of the hour. We have treating this patient. Yes, I have given a patient medicine of Rudrog and I have given a patient good result. But what kind of Rudrog was there? Whether cardiac arrhythmias was there or not? Whether for this bradycardia patient we should go for viration or Woman or any other specific procedure? Will it be there? Some changes will happen or not? Whether there are some changes by giving your medicines on the cardiac arrhythmias or not? Whether arrhythmias are treated by the Ayurveda or not? These are the all questions where there we don't have evidence-based and data-based answers. So with this super specialty clinic, we can collect this data as well as clinical results as well as evidence-based results by observing those scores very precisely, neatly, so we can have these things particularly specific. So coronary artery disease and other things, we can say we can have all these things. So like a coronary artery disease also, how we can proceed further, we can have a good clinic. Next one.